Let's have a look at this using keyword and what does it actually mean in terms of entity framework. So here you can see that I'm creating a new school context. This context is basically a DB context. So this is what's required by entity framework to allow you to create your DB set, which is essentially the table. And this is based on the student class. And you can see we're using the SQLite database here. So what the using keyword does is at the end of the scope of this function, which is the main function, it will automatically dispose of any connections or anything left in the memory, such as any data sets that are locally held in the memory. It will get rid of them automatically by simply using the using keyword. So let's have a look at in a more practical sense and a smaller example that you can understand. So here, for example, we are writing using the stream writer. So we're writing to a text file, which is open. So by using the using keyword here, you can see that we write to the file, then we're printing over here to say it has closed the file. This is because the scope of this using ends here. So it's within these curly braces, or the scope is within here and it ends. The file resource is automatically released and no longer open. But if we do it without, so here we have a stream writer, as you can see here, we're no longer using keyword. And what we have here is writer.writeMine. So again, we're writing the line, everything is written. We have to manually close down our writer, because if we don't do this, then over here, when this line runs, the writer will still be open. But you have to remember to close it down. While with this code here, with the using keyword, the writer automatically closes after this code has run that I've highlighted. So by the time it reaches here, it has already closed. You don't have to manually issue a command here. Same with the DB context here, so which is the school context we've gone with. After this method finished running, see here we are not using any curly braces here. So this means that this context variable will be kept available until the main method has finished executing. So you can see main method ends here. So everything in between here, it keeps this in memory and all the resources are allocated. Now, of course, in terms of connection to the database, because the way entity framework works, the connection uploads opened and closed when needed. So here, for example, it's needed, it'll open it and close it. Here it's needed, it'll open and close it. And here it's needed, it'll open and close it over here as well. But you don't have to worry about any of this. So the using keyword as demoed is just there to make sure all the resources are let go. The garbage collector, when it runs, it can free up any memory being used by your stream writer in this instance. And so you don't have to manually close anything or remember to close it, because they will just automatically release any resources tied up as soon as the code has finished running. But you can do it in two flavors. One, which is this flavor, use the curly braces here. Notice there's no semicolon here. Or you can do it this method, which is the newer syntax, and basically it will be available throughout this main method, because the main method starts here and it ends here. And since you haven't got any curly braces after the using statement, it's available throughout the main method.